is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Hey, Wednesday.
Innocent deal.
Wednesday, we're moving forward.
Hump day.
Hump. Whoa,
Hump,
whoa,
hump.
whoa. Hey, we got a special guest on the show today on the other side of the table. Who is that? Who's that to your left, Nate?
That's my boy Zeke, man.
Where's he been? These last 6 weeks?
I don't know what Kellen Moore had him on lockdown, man. He turned my boy loose this past week, man. He turned him loose, man.
We missed him. We missed
Yes,
that
sir.
guy.
What's up, Zeke?
He's got some He's got some gray hair.
Oh yeah, he worried
Look
about
at
you
that.
putting his team on his back and how long they gonna let him do it. Is they gonna let him do it at all?
How you doing, Jesse?
I'm well, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Kurt?
Good.
What's up, Kurt?
Happy to be here.
Speaking of gray hair,
Yeah, I'm going to have
Wow,
some.
man.
filling in.
Why you always attacking him?
You're the only one that color your gray hair.
I know it on my head.
Ooh.
Sometimes I pull them out of my beard, but I haven't in a while. You see there's a gray streak of about 20 hairs.
Wow.
We all got some grays in here.
I know.
We all got some grays in here.
Some more than others.
Wow. Hey, you know what? Zeke, they can talk all they want, baby. We've been to the mountaintop.
You know,
Been to the mountaintop.
So we got Zeke. So that
Yeah.
means we're talking Cowboys offense.
Yes, sir.
So you know what that means.
What that means?
That means we're going to have half the show at least is going to be just a Fletcher Cock love fest.
Yeah.
What?
From
Love
what?
Fest?
Love
Yeah.
fest. Nature cocks.
Don't start. Don't start.
Fletcher Cox Love Fest. Because you know Nate, that's where nature
Oh,
came
yeah.
from. Nate,
It's his
Fletcher,
original.
nature.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We need to start over. Can we start the intro music
No,
again?
go right there. Go right there from
Fletcher
Nature
Cox. That
There you
means you know how much Nate likes that guy. He likes him almost as much as he likes Carson Wentz. But that'll be tomorrow. Today, Cowboys offense. So, Nate, tell us why you brought little Zeke in here today.
Because last week, I said if the Cowboys can do one thing for me, let's get Zeke involved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so many touches as when he run the ball. I want him to touch the ball as a wide receiver. Well, not as a wide receiver, but as a receiving running back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's just an aspect of the game that he has. And they did that. And I think that if they do that in the first half, and Kurt, I know this is going to bother you, but if they decide to play in the first half and catch the balls, and see, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to move out the way because this is.
Look, Kurt's already
just,
trying to cut you off already.
You had some response to that, Kurt?
Well, you're going up against the second-rate Russian defense.
Okay, we are. Okay. I'm going to say this. If we don't drop balls, and I'm serious, they say what would spark us in the first half? Offense, if we just don't drop balls. Just think how all of our games that we have not had good first half, it start out with some type of bad drop or some type of bad penalty. And if we can just avoid that bad penalty or that bad drop, and get down there and get something, whether it's 3, whether it's 7, some type of points, I think we'll be all right. Now, I promised y'all yesterday that after Kurt, attack me verbally and physically on this show, and I wouldn't talk as much. So I'm going to turn it over to you three guys, but while I sit here and just marvel over greatness.
Well,
hi, Zeke.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news or to rain on your first half completion percentage.
I'm about to.
The NFL leaders through 6 weeks of receiver drops. Carson Wentz has 17 of them from his receivers or pass catchers. Dak Prescott has 17 from his pass catchers. Both of those records are 3-3. So wanting to get off to a good start, and from what you're saying of those who, will catch the football and it be tight end, a receiver, a running back, whoever it may be, the Eagles and the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, they lead the league with 17 drops.
That's a lot through 6 games, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's I think there's a few teams
That's
last
3 drops.
year.
That's almost average of 3 drops a game.
Yeah. And I think it was a couple of teams last year, man, where
Like that math.
Right around 25 or something for a whole season. And some teams didn't even have that. Yeah. So I'm asking you, Jesse, I know drops are bad at all times, but what you think the average is per year? Is it round about? It can't be more than 25, bro.
For a team?
I bet Kurt can look that up.
Kurt's the guy who has the numbers.
Because it's some receivers, man, don't have 4 drops in a year.
DeAndre Hopkins didn't have zero last year.
So anyway, go ahead on. I'm sorry, man. Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we're talking about getting this thing broken down to offense versus defense, Cowboys offense versus Eagles defense, Kurt alluded to it earlier that Eagles are the number 1 rush team in the National Football League, right? When you say that? When did you say that?
Rush defense.
Rush defense in the National Football League. We talked about it earlier in the week, and I call it, and people called it the principal term, I called it piss poor management. Mm-hmm. Coming to a football game hoping something will work. The Cowboys should have a plan in place for not having Lyle Collins and not having Amari Cooper and not having whoever else. Tyron Smith. Whoever else. There should be a plan put in place of how we're going to effectively attack this Philadelphia defense with these guys not being here. With that being said, you tried to run the football last week in the first half. Zeke only had 35 yards in the first half. Mm-hmm. 35. You ran the ball 17 times on first down in the game for 50 yards. I don't think that's going to be an effective game plan for you. And even last week, even though he had over 100 yards, a lot of those yards were just filler yards. If I'm a team, if I'm the Jets, I go, okay, cool. Run it. You're down 2 scores. By all means, we'll just keep tackling you and let the clock keep running out. And you mishandled your timeouts, and you didn't have any timeouts left at the end of the game to do what you wanted to do anyway. Mm-hmm. So you didn't even handle that part right. But the Cowboys are going to have to be prepared for something because this is and will always be a copycat league. Doug Peterson came out this week, and he didn't say, I didn't guarantee it, but we're going to go down there and win. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? He watched film last week. Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, what do you think he's going to do? Just take a wild guess.
Probably the same thing
just take
Greg
a wild
Williams
guess what
did.
you think he's going to do to this Cowboys offense.
Same thing Greg Williams did.
He's probably going to create some pressure. Mm-hmm. He's going to bring some guys. Because same thing you said last week, Nate, if there's a guy who hasn't played in a month and has a partially messed up spleen potentially, I'm going to test it. If Dak got hit 8 times last week, was being picked up constantly, guess what I'm going to do? And you might not have the same 2 guys you didn't have last week, and you might not have Amari Cooper. I am going to challenge you with the pressure. You're going to have to find another way to beat me. I'm not going to let you stand back there and figure things out. I'm going to hurry you. I'm going to pressure you. I'm going to touch you. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to make life very difficult for you as a quarterback and as an offense. All this timing stuff that you want to pick up on, I'm not letting it happen. Now, for the Cowboys, there are ways to combat that. Quick throws. Hurry up offense. Remember a couple years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, there would be points in time in the game where they would just get Dak, hey, Dak, go 2-minute drill. Mm-hmm. And they would just kind of incorporate it here and there in the game. Now's the time for that. Now the time for you to have that to combat what they want to do. They want to hurry you up. Then you now take that and use it against them. Mm-hmm. Don't allow them to get set. Don't allow them to go out there and to be able to communicate effectively to set up a blitz, to make sure that their lines of communications are key and on point. Speed your game up because now they can't sub. Those pass rushers, they get tired. So now if I speed the process up a little bit, I'm making quick little throws. Those pass rushers get frustrated because they can't get home. There's not enough time. They get wore out. And they're not communicating effectively. And now what you're able to do is you're able to catch them in unopportune situations and you can hit them over the head with big scores, big plays, and things like that can happen to you offensively.
Did you find anything,
Think
Kurt?
they could? No, I couldn't find the 2018 stats. The Cowboys are, like you said, leading the league in drops this year, galloping. But anyway, back to that. We got away from that. Do you think? Because Philadelphia's pass defense isn't that great. They're strong against the run. So you think the Cowboys can take advantage of that?
They're supposed to be getting some guys back, but
In Philly, right?
in Philly, yes, we'll get some guys back in Philly. But again, they know that their pass defense isn't up to par. So why would I sit back there and just let you figure this thing out? I'm going to hurry you up.
Mr. Newton?
That is
Genius. I know. I'm genius. Thank you so much.
That got me so messed up, man. Is how do you let a guy, your corners are getting ate up, your safeties are not in place, and you don't do nothing to help them but just continue to rush forward? How do you do that? How do you do that week in and week out? How do you do that? And I know that's tomorrow, but I'll be quiet.
No, we don't want you to be quiet. You're a big part of the show.
I'm going to let Zeke speak for me.
Big in many ways.
You ready to run, Zeke? Yeah.
And I think this has been a topic on a lot of the local news, sports talk radios. And I mentioned it. I think people are. I'm being facetious, but I'm being honest.
Right.
People are listening to our show, fellas. Okay,
There's 12.
people
Up from 8 before you joined.
listen.
And they
They're
all in
listening.
Jersey.
The people locally here, they're going home at night.
Yes, they are.
They're going home at night, fellas, and they're potting up our show, and they're listening.
Yes, they are.
Just every once in a while, just turn on the local news, the local sports talk radio, and I swear they're talking about the day after, 2 days after, a week after, the stuff that we talked about already.
Thank you.
They're talking about on our shows, on their shows. They're listening. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
They're listening. But there's a topic that we brought up maybe 2 weeks ago when it came to Dak Prescott, and maybe 3 weeks ago, and the offense. Who's calling the offense? Whose offense is it? All this kind of stuff. And I said then that Dak has to come to a point in time in his career where he has to overcome coaching. Mm-hmm. And now the topic of discussion all week is Dak needs to overcome coaching.
I actually heard that on a couple of the local shows when I was driving home and into work.
Did you not chuckle? Did you chuckle? Yeah. I chuckled.
I was like, hey, that sounds really familiar. We talked about that.
And I think people are starting to word it wrong. Because people are saying, oh, he needs to go rogue or he needs to ignore. Mm-hmm. No, that's not what he needs to do. That's not what any quarterback does. No quarterback ignores the call that they get. No quarterback goes rogue. You come to a point in time in your career as a veteran quarterback, and I look at Dak as a veteran quarterback. He's played in 48 regular season games, a couple playoff games. At this point in time in your career, you're a veteran. It's not like the old days when Nate was playing, when guys sat for 2 or 3 years before they got their chance to start. Right? You get off. You get drafted in what is that, May?
Yeah.
You're the guy. You're going right now. What Dak needs to be able to do in this offense, this offense hasn't changed since he's gotten here. Different people have been calling the plays to him. It's been the same offense. However you want to break it down, whether it's Kellen or whether it's Scott or whether it was Callahan, it's been the same. It's been Jason Garrett's offense. That has not changed. He should be at a point where whatever play he gets into his helmet, and it's not go rogue or it's not ignore the call, the greats, the Breezes, the Bradys, the Rodgers, the Roethlisbergers, the next level guys. And I played with Tony, and he was a guy who didn't go rogue. It was, okay, I got the play. I get to the line of scrimmage, and I'm so familiar with what we have in our offense, and I've studied the game plan so well, and I know that defense so well, I know that this play isn't going to give us success. So I change it to a play that I deem much more successful. Now, people will say, well, what happens if he gets it wrong? Well, guess what? He gets it wrong.
Yeah, do you think there's anything about that? Like, right now, it's the coach's fault. If he starts changing plays, it's his fault.
No,
It's
but here's
the coach's fault.
Because here's the thing. here's the thing. Here's the funny part about it. There isn't a coach, an offensive coach in the land that draws up 5-yard plays. There isn't one. That you find them. He said, no, this is a 5-yard play. Every play that is drawn up in every offense from the time that football started to the time that football ends is what? It's a touchdown.
It is blocked correctly.
Right? Not one play.
Executed correctly.
Not one play is a 5-yard play.
A touchdown.
So not one defensive coordinator draws up a play that doesn't lead to a sack or a loss. Not one. So in essence, every time a play is called in from an OC that doesn't get a touchdown, it's a failure. Because no one draws up a play that says, all right, this play, it's going to get us exactly 7. This is a 7-yard play. Every coach goes, hey, if you block your guy and you run this guy off and you do this, hit your head on the goalpost. So for Dak, he has to be able to come into the game and look at it and go, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Here's what we should do. And even if he fails, if he comes to the sideline, this is how you gain trust from your coaches. If he comes to the sideline, and you heard Nate say this 100 times, what are the first thing they ask you when you come to the sideline as a player?
What do you see?
What do you see? If he can give a competent answer, hey, coach, you know what? I know that you called lead 38 lead, but man, I felt like that safety was coming down on that side. And, you know, from what I saw in film, when he came down there, those guys were usually doing this. So I thought a much better play was to come behind him with the wrap forward. That's why I called it. Know what the coach going to say? Okay, I can see what you saw there. Cool. You know, but let's continue to work through. But now you give the coach confidence that I know what I'm looking at. I'm processing this game, and that's how the handcuffs come off, and you're able to be free in what you do. But people always kill me with, well, if he does that and he's wrong, then it's on. Every offensive coordinator, every time he calls a play, if it doesn't score a touchdown, he failed. The OC. Every time. Because there is not an OC in America. I'm giving y'all good content right here. There's not an OC in America that draws up a play for 7 yards.
And wow, the reason I'm laughing, the people that call in and say he's wrong is them sideline Pop Warner coaches. What I call is what if you run. That's them dumb sideline Pop Warner coaches.
Yeah.
Because if you're not coaching the kid for him to be successful.
There you go. You done made all the callers mad. Now you're making all the kids football coaches mad.
They're the dumbest in the world, bro. They're the dumbest in the world.
And then the parents in the stand. This is the honest to goodness truth. I was at a flag football game yesterday for my school, and I had a parent in the stands yelling to her son to V-cut. That's a basketball term. She was saying, you got a V-cut. I'm looking at it. I had to remove myself. I don't even sit with parents anymore as an AD. I just go and sit somewhere else. She was screaming V-cut.
You have to, bro.
She said, you got a V-cut.
You have to.
And I'm looking. I said, I've never heard of V-cut in the
on the basketball. I mean, on the
and she probably, they probably understood. They probably had some connection, and it probably, you know. But when I want to hear stupid, I just go right to a Pop Warner game. When I want to hear arrogance, when I want to hear it's all about my kid, just go to a Pop Warner game. I'm being honest. Yep. I mean, that's why I started laughing, because he giving us some great content, and I'm saying this dude is telling it like it is. Because I've had offensive line coaches like, that should have been a touchdown. Nate, if you'd have got up on the second level, the running back saw it, he was right in behind you. If you'd have got that block, he'd have been off to the races. So even the offensive line coach like, if you block it right.
Not one coach has ever designed a play for 5 yards.
How much does Dak, maybe Zeke, who knows, have any say in building the game plan during the week?
If Dak doesn't have any say-so in building a game plan in his week, I'm not giving him a dime. I'm honest with you. If you can't sit down with this kid and he can't come to you and we discuss things that go into the game plan of this week, if he can't come into a game and come into a game and sit there and tell you, hey, if he can't tell you what the Eagles are doing defensively and can't break it down and say, Coach, listen, man, on first down, he should be coming to you with this information, saying, Coach, man, I've seen on film, man, on first down, they're blitzing a lot from here. They're doing this from here. Hey, we should really incorporate this, incorporate that. If he's not saying that to you, if he's not able to come to you and break that down, I wouldn't give him a red cent, because he ain't your guy. Right. He ain't your guy.
think against the Jets, I saw they ran on first down 70% of the time. They ran in the red zone 80% of the time.
Who is that? Us? The
Us.
Cowboys?
And it's like that's so predictable. It's not getting. I mean, but he's obviously not changing to the line. I mean, how does this all? I don't know.
No,
game
you're on
plan
the
is-
right track, bro. I was on that track 3 weeks ago.
But-
continue.
But that is the thing. That is the thing. And people want to say, "Oh, Jason Garrett's calling the plays now." He's not. He's not. He's not. He's not. But what Kellen Moore has to work with is his cookbook. Right? That's it. I'm still Kellen Moore is still working in the confines of the cookbook. So if Jason is saying, Kellen, yeah, you can call the offense, but you only can call from this group of plays right here. This is all he has to work with.
Or we need
So
to
if it
use
say
Zeke just
2
so many
drops of
times,
salt right here, Kellen May can just put 1 drop.
You see what I'm saying? But this is where I'm saying for Dak Prescott, he has to overcome coaching.
So are you saying you think Garrett is still installing the game plan and the plays, but he's letting Kellen call the game?
I think Jason Garrett has a
Healthy dose.
healthy dose of what the play selection,
you can choose from.
the menu. I think the menu, yes.
And then Kellen's the one that's, okay, down distance, here's the
Correct.
plays that fit into
Yes.
that. I'm calling this play out of that.
Yes.
And along with, see, this is a funny thing. Along with the quarterback saying, "No, I don't like that one." So but he may have a sheet on Monday this long. That thing may come down on certain situations to this. So some coaches you'll see like Shanahan, this coaching the Saints. Oh, it's just green, blue, yellow. I mean, stuff all over. You know, Andy Reid used to have 2 of them. Yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And brother, he would go to
one of them for Andy Reid was probably a food menu.
Yeah.
One was definitely a food menu.
I saw a stain on one of them.
Yeah,
but
one was
anyway.
definitely like takeout
but
and
you
then
get-
the offense.
And they're literally now Andy Reid. Oh my God, I don't think with Andy Reid, and I'm being honest, I don't think you can give him a situation that he don't have a play to. That he's the one coach I think that just got so many plays, you know. But now the other guys, they do have more situational than anybody else. But the Cowboys, I think we live in situational land. We got 5 plays to this way. Man, sometimes you got to street slang it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If they can do that though.
I would.
But why not? Like, I'm not saying all the time. Like, there are certain things that you have to be able to do. And Shannon, just give me the nod when you say, I know it's break time. But like, this is coaching 101.
Yeah.
Coaching 101 is figuring out what best suits us.
This game, this day.
Right.
Well, you know, on the radio show, our radio show Monday night, I think they asked Zeke about getting the ball, and he basically said it's understood that he's supposed to be getting the ball. But now you're taking away, 70. You're taking away any element of surprise. They know 70% of the time you're going to run the ball on first down. You're going to run
let
a
me
bunch
ask you
of
this question, Kurt. Who's gonna get the ball for the Saints?
Kamara.
Who's gonna get the ball before he got hurt for the Rams?
Gurley.
But I think there was more.
Yeah, but the thing is different. It's just how he gets the ball.
Thank you.
Like here's the chess match that you play in the football game, because the same stats that you have, the same stats that Jim Schwartz has, and he goes 70% of the time they're going to run on first down. I'm going to guess right. I'm going to guess right. I got a 70% chance of being right. Hey, guys, they're going to – and the defensive guys are knowing the same thing. It's first down. It's a 70% chance that they're going to run the ball.
I'm going to ask a question, and then we're going to go to break because I want y'all to answer it when we come out of the break.
That's a professional tease right there.
You getting better. Boy,
You are getting better with those
you
teases.
getting better, dog.
You
Yes.
This conversation that we're having, what are we talking about? What is this conversation? You can answer now. I got another follow-up question.
I don't know where
Predictability of the offense.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Here's the question we're going to answer when we come out of the break. Have we had this conversation before? It sounds very, 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 very familiar to me. We'll be right back on Hanging with the Boys.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store and learn how to buy one smartphone and get a second one on us. Based on GWS One score, September 2018.
Now's a good time to tell you that SeatGeek is the new source of tickets for all your football needs this season. SeatGeek makes managing tickets easy, whether it's buying or transferring to a friend. They even tell you the best deals for every game based on their deal score technology, which rates every seat on historical data, price, and location. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone and take $20 off your first purchase using code Dallas at checkout. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Work the Cowboys way and channel the winning business tradition of the Dallas Cowboys and the Jones family at Formation. This dynamic workspace provides an elevated work experience on the Star's aspirational campus with exclusive membership options available to meet varying needs. Choose from open workspaces, dedicated desks, and private offices to leverage our home field advantage for your individual business success. Limited memberships are available now, so apply today at formation@thestar.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Man, we either shortened those commercial breaks up or we were having a hell of a conversation in the break because that went by fast.
Yeah, what you teased with got us in the storm. Yeah.
You know what? Come out to the stadium this weekend. Sunday night football, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. They are going to actually do the football night in America?
Yes.
Stop pointing, Nate. Stop pointing at the monitor with my head on it.
This head.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
What if we got? If we got a fat
question.
head done in yours, we might not be.
You couldn't get in this
The door
room.
got to take the head off the door.
They're doing the football night in America live from I believe, the East Plaza at the stadium. That's going to
Nice.
actually be really cool. So if
I used to work on the West Plaza.
Did you back in the day?
Back in the day. Yeah.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah. No, 5.
Is it too soon to joke about that?
No.
Okay.
I joked the next day.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
joke about
I
that.
just want to make sure. It's different when you joke about it and other people joke about it.
joke about it.
Okay.
It's funny.
All right. We'll joke about it later.
I'm not.
Yeah, come watch the game. There's still tickets available. I believe there's standing room only for sure, and maybe some other. Go to SeatGeek.com to check that out. It's going to be a hell of a game Sunday night. There will be some Eagles fans there, so we need more Cowboy fans there to drown them out. All right, back to the question I had. We're talking about predictability of the offense. We got a new offensive coordinator, but we're still having the same conversation we've had for 5 years.
And may go back to what Jesse was talking about. You're given the cookbook you're having to create from.
So we're still having these conversations. And, you know,
it's weird, though, because they didn't start out this way. They were doing more play action. They were mixing it up more. But now it's like they've gotten more conservative, and maybe they're getting scared because they've lost a couple games or whatever, and so they're trying to be safe. I don't know, but safe apparently isn't working.
Nate, is there an explanation for?
I would have kept doing what I did the first 3 games. And yes, we're playing better teams. Teams got a better book on you, but I would continue to do the same things
That you were doing in the beginning.
Yeah, because if you truly changed, I would go through them growing pains, and even if I'm losing, I would rather go through them growing pains trying to change than falling back to what I was. Because falling back to what you was, that's teams gonna laugh, because you have to have 5 or 6 plays. Those 5 or 6 plays, if you execute them right, will have people thinking that your offense is changing. Like, whoa, we had never seen. We see it every week, but we seen it completed in a 92-yard bomb. Now, I'm being honest. Now, you can put any stat you want up there, but I promise you, if the Cowboys get that look at that point in the field again, I bet you every DB turn his back and start running down the field because you're going to see that again. I would have just – even the play-action pass that you have to have some type of run game to be truly, truly effective, I'd have continued to do it because you have to go through the growing pains. If they're doing less than becoming more what they was, why play the game? You don't give yourself a chance. And now that we got guys injured, now you really have to scheme up some things. We have to I'm not looking for our number one receiver to play this week.
Amari Cooper.
I would not take that chance again. Now, I understand y'all different than me, but if I'm the coaching staff over there, I'm saying, hey, Amari, get yourself healthy. I'm not taking, hey, Devin, Cedric, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go. And unless this dude come beating my door down, Amari, saying, Coach, I promise you I'm there. I don't care what happened. I'm there. But that can't happen again because I think that caught them off guard. I really do think that caught them off guard.
I don't understand how. He didn't practice all week. How did it catch you off guard when the man didn't Nate, you know this. There's meetings every morning.
Yeah, I understand.
Jim Maurer, Britt Brown, somebody had to.
You're talking about some honest dudes who giving you their true, honest opinion.
Greg Mauer's been here for 30-plus years.
Yeah.
If you can't trust him, who you going to trust? They said, hey.
Let me apologize for that, man, because you called him Greg Maurer. His name's actually Jim.
I was saying Jim Maurer, Britt Brown. What's Greg's last name? What's Greg's last name?
Gaither.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I was saying.
Okay. The great coach Jake Gaither?
I don't know him.
That's a black college thing. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I went to predominantly white university. I don't know nothing about the
HBCUs. Jersey boy.
Yeah.
I understand.
But Monday they told you. Tuesday they told you. Wednesday they we'll see if we can go. He didn't practice all week, and you didn't even. That's what I'm saying. That was piss poor management. You didn't even have Cedric Wilson, his backup. Didn't have him activated.
That's Devin, right? Devin.
No. Cedric. No, who was it? Devin Smith.
Yeah, Devin
Smith.
Yeah.
You didn't have Devin Smith activated. I mean, so you
would have had. I would have had to give up my fullback. I'd have said, "Hey, man, the fullback. I'm sorry. Know you're a special teams guy, but that caught him off guard. I understand.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad that caught you off guard. That he played 3 plays and now you were like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Stop. They pay you $5 million. $6 million? What do they pay Jason Garrett a year?
I don't know, but I tell you like this here, fellas. I'm with you. I would everything that I did in the first 3 games, I would have continued. I would continue to do, especially at home. I will continue to do because that is the growing pains, and that gives your offensive coordinator, which he wouldn't be calling plays for me. That's the only thing I'm gonna say bad against this coaching staff. He wouldn't be calling plays for me. Jason Garrett would be calling plays for me. I just believe that with all my heart, and I can be wrong. And if Kellen say, "Hey, Nate, man, I appreciate you saying that," Kellen, with all due respect, love you to death, baby genius, whatever. But the head coach, whose background is offense.
Does Mr. Jones have any say in that? Could he go to Coach Garrett and be like, I want you calling the plays?
And it will be done. Because if he come in and say, Nate, be quiet, it will be done.
He was the one that originally told him not to call plays, wasn't he, though?
Well, see, I thought Jason Garrett would be a great stand-up coach and just head coach. I thought he would be great at it, which I think he is. But when things go haywire – and it's your specialty, why you ain't back there on the chalkboard? I'm just being honest. No, sir. Ain't no way in the world. That's just how I feel.
One thing that I guess seems to happen, and it goes to, I guess, play calling, and this is just me, the fan, outside looking in. Play calling, like it's almost like this team doesn't, whether it's coaches, players, I don't know. They don't know how to adjust. It's, Sean Lee used to get hurt. Linebackers forget how to play defense. Offensive linemen get hurt. Offensive line falls apart. Plays aren't working in the game, and we keep running into the same wall. It's almost like this is what we do. This is who we are. And I know this guy's out, but we're still going to do this with this backup guy, next man up, and it's the same game plan.
Because you can be rest assured, lost in space, we're going to get one warning. We're going to get that, right? Yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, we still go right into the trouble.
Yeah. So, I mean.
With the warning.
And like I said, I don't know if that's players, coaches. I don't know if other teams deal with this, and we're just so close to this team that we see it. We're too close to it. Does it go across the league, or does everybody fight with this, or is it just this team that when adversity is thrown at you, it's like, we're just going to keep trying to plow through it. I don't know.
You got to be able to adjust, man. Sometimes as a coach, you got to know when to be quiet and let things work itself out. Sometimes you got to put your finger on it and say, no, fellas, this is unacceptable. And I'm all about Coach Garrett doing that behind closed doors, and I'm all about running your team the way you do. But sometimes you got to speak through the media, boy. So sometimes your friends that Skype and all, they say, oh, man, Coach Garrett he wasn't happy with what you did, homie. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you did this. Oh, man, just something to spark them, let them know that, hey, fellas, you got to accept something. Man, when I saw our guy, Michael Gallup, go up and miss that first pass, I'm like, ooh. Then when I saw him miss the second pass, I'm like, whoa. You can't have that. And you just cannot have that, because those plays were plays that can kept not only were they big plays, they plays that can keep the chain moving, and now it settles everything down. Some players die for that moment and never get it. And then when you get that moment repeatedly, and now that's just one game, because I heard some people try to go off on Gallup, and I came to I said, hey, man, that's one game. Stop. That's one game. Even though we shouldn't have lost the game, that's one game. But that can't happen no more for Michael Gallup. In my eyesight, you learn from this one. Everybody get that one chance. But what happened with Amari, that shocked me to death. To not have and Devin, I would like to see more from him, because he shined that one or two times. Now I think he earned the right to see more, and you should believe in him enough to the Devin thing. The Amari thing should never catch us off guard again. I know you don't. I know the way I phrase that, Jesse. You do not want to hear.
No, I just again we keep falling back into these habits and these trends that the Cowboys just repeatedly do over and the first thing that comes to my mind is Atlanta.
Don't speak on that, brother. Don't do that.
We're not changing. This is what we're doing. We came in with a game plan. You need to get it together.
I remember watching that game.
Ruin that man.
And I just kept watching, and I'm saying, what are they doing?
That's one game almost went home.
But the same thing just happened last week. Not 6 sacks given up by one guy, but your inability to adjust to adversity. That is crazy to me that you just don't change your way of thinking and your way of doing business when it's like, I don't get it.
You just brought up ghosts of the past for Nate. He almost quit that week.
That right there was that to a kid. That right there. If you'd have did that to my kid, man, I would at least had to give you a call and say, look here, man. Come on now. Would you do that to your own kid? I'm serious. Would you line your kid up out there and just let that happen to him? But anyway, now I'm going to say this right here. There's no way Fletcher Cox should beat us.
All right, let's talk about this Eagles defense.
There's no way.
When we come back, we will let Nate get football horny on Hanging with the Boys.
For your next AT&T Stadium barbecue, gear up with OtterBox, the official outfitter of tailgating. It starts with the Venture Cooler. Built tough in America, Venture keeps ice for days and days. Or stay light on your feet with Trooper Soft Coolers, perfect for packing in your signature side dishes.
Tailgating wouldn't be complete without a beverage, so pour one into the OtterBox Elevation Tumbler. It keeps your drinks frosty and toasty. Discover more about OtterBox line of tailgate essentials at OtterBox.com.
Now's a good time to tell you that SeatGeek is the new source of tickets for all your football needs this season. SeatGeek makes managing tickets easy, whether it's buying or transferring to a friend. They even tell you the best deals for every game based on their deal score technology, which rates every seat on historical data, price, and location. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone and take $20 off your first purchase using code Dallas at checkout. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The excitement of Dallas Cowboys football is back at AT&T Stadium.
The place is going crazy in Arlington, Texas.
Don't miss your chance to see the Cowboys live when they host their NFC East rivals, the Eagles, Giants, and Redskins, plus the Green Bay Packers and more.
Elliott works his way through and walks the dog.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Get them before they're gone.
First and goal, quarterback sneak. Prescott pushes up the middle. Touchdown.
Visit DallasCowboys.com to get your tickets today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
We back. Jesse, we listen to you every day for at least 45 minutes of the show.
But you know what, Jesse, you say so much we cannot download everything you say. Thank you.
You got to go back and listen to it again, man. Put it on while you go to sleep. Let it sink into your membrane.
Hey, the podcast that's so full of information, you got to listen to it twice to get it all. That's going to be our new.
That's twice just Jesse. Block everybody else, just listen to Jesse.
That's right.
Because I promise you, Jesse's wanted to come on and say, I could have swore I tweeted that.
That go back and look at my tweets, brother. You don't tweet enough. You got to tweet more.
Now, I'm just saying, what's the guy that we losing for the year?
Tyrone Crawford.
I could have swore.
Bro,
then he had to change that last minute. I meant to tweet that.
I've been thinking about it for a week and forgot to tweet it.
Kurt,
he talks so much till he forgets.
Yeah. Your shining moment.
Underwear by Tommy John. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. 20% off your first order. TommyJohn.com.
All right, I'm gonna before we get into this defense.
Okay.
I got a little exercise I want to go through.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to. This may backfire because this may be a terrible segment.
I bet you Nate won't be able to stand up after we start talking about Fletcher.
Oh
yeah, I will. But I got.
Well, you know what? He can't stand up after he mentioned his name. He can't stand up now. That's why I'm doing this segment real quick. All right. So all 32 teams, I want to go through. I'm going to try to make Cowboys fans feel better about this team after 3 losses, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to try to make them feel better. All right. Here's what I want to do. I want to go down the list of all 32 teams. There's some we can skip just because they're trash and we know the answer.
Okay, all right.
But I want you to give me an honest opinion if at some point this season their fan base, their media, everybody in their area is like, what is going on with this team?
Okay.
That they're concerned about their team at some point. Could have been the first 2 games of the year. It could be now. It could have been some
Atlanta facts.
Talking about, okay, let's start at the top. I've got a list of about 6 or 7 teams that I'm like, these teams have had no questions this year. They're excited about where they started and where they're at now.
Right.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go through everybody by division. Tell me if you think these teams at some point have questioned what's going on, right?
Okay, all right.
The Patriots.
Nope.
All right. Buffalo.
Nope.
Oh, what? Yeah. What's going on that they're
in a good
so
way?
good?
That they're good. In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
All right. The Jets, don't even need to bring them up. Don't need to bring Miami up. Baltimore.
In a good way.
In a good way. They like, wow. You know, they thought Jackson would be okay, but he's a little bit ahead of schedule.
Right.
Aren't they kind of like? Didn't they come out on fire and they struggled more recently?
But they giving that.
They came out
extra,
3-0, 4-0.
Yeah, but they giving an extra push for their quarterback.
Yeah, they lost. They won the first 2, Miami and Arizona, lost to Kansas City, lost to Cleveland, beat Pittsburgh,
so they won their last
Cincinnati.
2, so.
Yeah.
So they're 4-2.
So we'll put Baltimore in that group. Cleveland, obviously they got troubles.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, obviously they got.
Cleveland was supposed to be winning their division. The fans are wondering what's going on with Cleveland.
They had them winning, 10, 11 games this year?
Yeah.
Cincinnati, obviously.
Golly, I hate that.
Houston.
They're doing well.
They're doing well.
So they're probably.
They fans like,
Yeah, they're in good
Right on
shape.
schedule.
Indianapolis.
They're happy with their fans.
They're happy with
They're
that.
happy.
Yeah.
Wondering question about why Luck after that.
That was the why.
Jacksonville obviously having problems.
No.
Tennessee.
They playing better than they think, though.
They're 2-4 though.
Yeah, but they playing better than they think with the kid with the mustache. No,
Oh.
they fans ain't saying wow. Now, they may be saying wow since the Rams and left, but they know they was garbage.
But I would put them in like they're not in a good spot. They're
They're in a bad spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kansas City, recently probably going, hey,
They
what's
ain't
going on?
Definitely.
They're still in good shape, but their fans.
You know what they saying? Andy Reid figured this
He got
out.
it.
No,
right.
they're
It's a
saying
regular
everything
season.
we're saying.
Yeah.
Kurt knows he's tuned
Mahomes
into
is
Kansas
hurt. The
City.
defense is bad again. They're in the same boat.
Right. They're questioning,
But I promise you, they fans saying Andy
Don't
Reid
ruin this
figured
bit,
it out.
Nate. Let me get through these teams. Do not ruin this.
All right.
Oakland.
I think they're happy where they're at.
Yeah.
They're happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy, you know what they showed.
Denver, 2-4.
They're like, what's happening?
Right. Chargers.
They're like, what's happening?
Chargers is like, what's happening?
What's happening? Obviously, Dallas. We know that. Philly's in the same boat we're in, right? The Giants.
Sky's falling.
I think they're happy now, but still, what the hell's going on? They're 2-4. Can't be that happy.
No, I don't think so. I think they're happy.
You don't think they're like
Nah,
this
because
team?
They came in this year saying we in trouble. The Giants.
All right, you're ruining this bit for me. Washington obviously is in trouble. Green Bay, they're in good shape.
They're in good shape.
They got no question. Minnesota,
Good shape.
Okay.
They just got back on track.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
At some point in time, they were like, what's going on? Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins, what is happening? And then he started finding the guys who complained about him in the media. You're right. Got to go publicly in the media like Adam Thielen did.
Chicago, at some point they've been 3-2. They were like, what's going on? They were supposed to be in contention for the division. Detroit, they're wondering what's going on. They should have won.
Yeah.
They should be, 4-0-1?
Cheated.
Yeah.
They're 2-1.
Cheated.
Yeah, last week, this week.
That was cheated, man.
New Orleans, I think they don't have any questions, right?
They're good.
They're
They
good.
laughing.
Carolina is good now that they got
They
Cam off the
laugh.
field, but starting off, what the hell's going on, right?
And they're getting ready to have to come and answer some questions in the well as soon as Cam comes back healthy.
That's going to be
come back
interesting.
right on healthy and put them on the trade block. Let's go.
That's going to be interesting. Tampa, yeah. Atlanta, we don't even need to mention that. San Fran, great shape.
Great shape.
Right?
Yeah.
Seattle, great shape.
Hey, San Fran missing 2 tackles.
Really, and they can win games without 2 starting. Okay. The Rams, same boat we're in. What the hell's going on? 3-3. Arizona,
But they got Jalen Ramsey coming.
2-3. Yeah, that's something else we need to talk about this week. All right, so out of all 32 teams, we have a list of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams, and there's a couple of them in there that are just because there were zero expectations at the beginning of the year. Now they're in good shape. So you have probably 7, 8 out of 32 teams that have had no questions throughout the year. So that leaves you, 24 teams?
Good math.
Yeah.
That have had what the hell's going on at some point this season. We're in that what the hell's going on moment, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's not all lost. They got to figure it out quick, preferably this week going into this game, or you're in a huge hole.
Half the nation think it's just injuries. Over half the nation think it's the coaching. I mean,
yeah. Is that the 2 major issues right now that everybody thinks they have?
Injuries is not on my list.
Injuries and coaching?
Injuries not on my list.
Malcolm Jenkins, talking how similar it is. Malcolm Jenkins with the Eagles, they asked him about their defense, and he said the talent's not the issue, scheme's not the issue. It's just about executing. It comes down to each individual player. I think we have a prideful group that wants to feel good about what we put on tape. They're feeling the exact same
That could
thing
be a player on this team.
Let me. Okay.
All right. So
okay.
I just wanted to go through and say, hey, there's only a handful and a half of teams that have been good all year. We are not one of them. The Eagles aren't one of them. The Rams aren't one of them. I just wanted to try to instill some hope. And, hey, the season's not lost. We don't need to fire Coach Garrett yet. Let us get through the whole season.
So now we
That's
finally
my
get
opinion.
speak for the show.
Now we finally get to the bottom of how all of this started.
Yeah, we don't. Shannon will speak for all of us. Shannon Gross.
You know what? Friday.
The thoughts and opinions of Shannon Gross is his and his alone.
Friday, you get to call, and Kyle, we're gonna blow through calls Friday. I want to get at least 12 calls on Friday. Okay. Here's what you got to open up with.
We got to tweet this out.
The question is just going to be keep or fire coach at this point of the season.
Take me out of that. Let me ask you a few questions about this defense. Let me ask you a few questions about it. Hey,
we got a bye week next week, right? Huh? Do we work during the bye week?
I just honestly want to know what the fans are thinking right now.
I'm going to be off a little bit of the bye week. I got a class reunion. Hey, check this out.
Okay, all right.
You got class reunion?
Let this man talk about Fletcher Cox. Reunion? Go ahead.
How many years?
I got maybe Fletcher's reunion, but not that last day. Hey, okay, where did defense rank run-wise and pass-wise?
Theirs?
Yes.
They're second in the run. Pass, they're like 26, 24, something like that.
Where in the sack division are they? Where? I mean, give us guys with 2 or more sacks.
2 or more sacks?
Yeah. Is Barnett got 2 sacks? Is Fletcher
2 or more sacks. Brandon Graham's got 4. Barnett's got 2. Orlando Skandrick has 2.
Golly, that pains me. That pains me.
Fletcher Cox has no
sacks.
That
is one human I do not like.
Really?
Oh.
Why?
Would not spit on him if he was on fire.
Why?
I don't like people who are bad people. Like I don't. Like I just like. Never mind.
That's another show. We'll get into that show
like
later.
Orlando and Julian Edelman are bad people.
Really?
Oh, bad people. They treat people bad.
Yeah.
I don't like people who treat people bad. And those 2 dudes are 2 dudes who treat people bad.
They're like Kurt.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing? You know what's amazing, man, is, as an athlete, sometimes speaking to people ain't good enough. Sometimes, just being overjoyed ain't good enough. But when you purposely not speak to people, that's one thing. Now, I went to the fair yesterday, and a lot of people mad at me because I wouldn't take pictures or stop and talk because I was with my wife. I say, hey, I'm at the fair. I'm having fun with my wife. How you doing? Have a blessed day. Well, they call me bad names. That's fine. But I'm at least speak. But when you walk past, especially your fellow comrades in arms, me and Jess play different eras. But I ain't never not passed Jess and say, hey, Jess, how you doing? He said, hey, at least wave at me, man. When you just don't even do that to your own fellow comrades, wow, that's sad. That's sad, man.
All right, about Fletcher Cox. Fletcher.
Now, Fletcher Cox.
Whoa. Fletcher.
Now, Fletcher, he going to pass by you and run over you and run through you, too. But this is what's amazing to me is, I normally go look at film and stats and I prepare for like the other 4 or 5 teams, even the Giants and Redskins. I look at film because it's New Year, but we know these people. If we don't know nobody else, I mean, over the years, both teams has been 8-8. Last game of the year, goes to the playoff, win the division. I mean, we know this team. Now, what can we do to this team that's going to shake them up and say, okay, no, they don't have a single high safety, this, and this. They blitz. I mean, I'm just saying some of the things I may do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Are they going to have something different for us? Because their coach is sharp. And he's going to have those 4 or 5 plays that you hear me talk about every week that's going to change the game, either for the good or the bad. But they're going to try to execute 4 or 5 different plays.
This team is ailing. I'm speaking about the Eagles on the back end. And you heard Kurt say it, they're 26, 27, 28th in passing defense. Mm-hmm. They're giving up a lot of big plays on the back end. They've had some injuries on the back end. Trust me, when you have to bring in Orlando, you're doing bad. Like, you're doing bad as a defensive back group.
Is that a personal statement?
That's a true statement. That's a true statement. At this point in time in his career, that's a true statement. So they're susceptible to giving up plays on the back end. I mean, you watched the game last week. I mean, Minnesota was just lining jokers up over there and just torching their DBs back to back to back to back. We have to come up with a plan that attacks their weaknesses. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, they're number 2 in the league in run defense. We probably shouldn't be trying to run the ball 70% of the time on first down. Now, I'm not saying that you can't shuffle some runs in there and sprinkle some runs in there. But let's go ahead and attack them where they're soft at, right? And not only are they great where you are extremely weak right now, But they know it. They already have the answers to what you're ailing at, right?
Derek Barnett and Brandon Graham.
Don't serve the sack up for them. Don't think I'm going to go man for man, 5-on-5, and Dak's going to do a 7-step drop. You got to do some movement. You got to get when you have guys like Fletcher Cox and Barnett and players who want to get after the quarterback, you have to make them pause for a second or two. And I do that by misdirection. I do that by moving the pocket. I do that by doing short little passes. I screens, bubble screens, regular screens, tight end screens, receiver screens. I do that now so that when they come off the ball, they got to come off the ball and go, oh, okay, now I go. And it doesn't seem like much, but it's a huge that pause allows an offensive lineman to get square on a guy, or to secure the block and then get to the next level, or to be able to reach block another defender. And so if you can create that type of pause in linebackers, in those defenses, because when Fletcher Cox puts on film and Barnett puts on film, they're gonna watch what the Jets did last week, and they're gonna sit there and go, ooh, I hope they line me up one-on-one against Knight. I hope I get matched up one-on-one against Cam Fleming or whoever else you put. Joe Looney's playing center today because Travis had a personal issue. I don't know what that personal issue is. It could be really a personal life issue. It could be a personal injury issue. We don't know. Mm. But they're watching film saying, please match me up one-on-one with these guys for majority of the game. And you're going to have a long day at quarterback. So the Cowboys have to come up. You got to attack them where they're weak at right now and make them pay to think that you're going to line up and try to guard our guys on the outside. That's all I got, I think.
You want to say anything else about Fletcher Cox?
No, you can tease me all you want, but I promise you this right here. If you don't block it come Sunday, we'll be sitting up in there saying, I hate you, Nate. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I believe this. The Cowboys offensively has to do something out of character that works. That works. I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. But it has to work because these guys, what turned out to be arrogance against the Dolphins, we'll just come back in the second half, to them collapsed on them. So they have no confidence now. They rallying and playing for their lives in the second half is still coming up short. That now what was arrogance and confidence and smelling yourself now is fear, and that's the worst type of smell.
You brought up a good point. When you the first 3 games, especially the first 2, when they came out and they were throwing the ball all over the place, you were like, "This is a different team. This is a different Dak." I think you're right. I don't know what that is. But come Sunday night, that first quarter, we all need to be like, "Whoa, where did this come from?"
Yeah,
because what you've been doing isn't getting it. So I don't know what that is, but you're right.
What do you see? Just share. I mean, what can we do to probably just it can be simple as catching the first 2 or 3 passes. I'm being honest.
That's the biggest thing. Offensive play callers like to get into a rhythm. That's how once you get into a rhythm, now it flows. This thing. Right. So you got to just find things that get you into a rhythm. I really do. I like the thought process of coming out and going into a 2-minute drill. You dictating the pace. Mm-hmm. Don't let the defense dictate to you.
A la Tom Brady.
You come out and you say, here's what we're going. And now, if you come out in 2 minutes, they're like, oh, that's something they can do that's going to put a little bit of shock and a little bit of, we ain't prepared for this.
And it hits their weakness.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Come out and just go.
If they come out in a 2-minute drill, there's more than just local people listening to this show. There's guys on that side of the building listening to the show going, you know what? Let's try that.
Yeah, but like you watched the Detroit game in the Green Bay game. Mm-hmm. What did Detroit do the very first play of the game? Remember?
I didn't tune in until halfway through the first quarter.
Nobody watched football around here. Cool. We do a football show and nobody watched football.
I was walking to the bar. I hadn't gotten there yet.
First play of the Lions game, They do a what is it called?
Flea flicker.
Flea flicker. First play. First play. You think Green Bay was ready for that? No.
Right down to the 5.
No.
Did not score.
Nah, that's where they messed up.
That's
but
what they messed up at. Did not score, dog.
They did a flea flicker.
Yeah.
Hey,
Flea
Cowboys. They're going to think you're going to run the ball 70 times a game. I'm not saying you got to do a flea flicker. I'm just saying, coming into this game,
do something uncharacteristic.
Be unpredictable.
They're going to say to you, first down, 70% of the time, last 3 games.
Here comes Zeke.
Here comes 21 again.
Yep.
Do something different. And then even if you run the ball, get right to the line of scrimmage. Let's go. And put these guys in a situation where they can't sub. They're in a panic. They're scrambling. Because when you have that and you have a weak secondary, the communication can be off. Guys can be out of position. Guys may not get the call properly. Someone might have heard 2 and it was 4. Somebody might have heard 4 and it was 1. And now there's a guy screaming down the middle of the field or down the sideline wide open. You hit him in the head for a big play. And that might be the defining play of the game. And for some Cowboy games, especially early on, if you can get a touchdown early on in the game, that might be the thing that propels you to a win.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is they
gotta
did that flea flicker, man, and I think he got down to the 5 or the 8. And besides those 2 bad calls that cost them the game, That right there, man, you could have just took over the game. They could have took over the game. Aaron Rodgers like, you just lost.
We will take calls Friday, by the way.
Oh,
but that was a joke. We're not opening up the show like that because you know what? This is our head coach.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, nah.
He is my head coach.
Yeah.
And no matter what you think, I'm going to laugh when I still get to go to Mexico. But
he's still employed.
We go to the NFC Championship game, and he is still our coach. Right. This is our head coach.
If he go to the NFC Championship game, he still will be
He's
your
still
head
here.
coach.
That's what I'm saying.
He will be your head coach.
No matter how wrong this thing seems right now, I'm telling you, 3-5 last year, they were burning this place down if we lost another game. We went to the playoffs.
But see, this is the only thing that I'm not settling for. I don't care about how nobody else feel. But that one and done thing, that 2 and not being competitive thing, that is sad, man.
Hey,
I don't get to get in my truck and drive around the world planting many flags doing that.
Please win the Super Bowl so we can make this happen.
I'll go to Fletcher Cox house and sit in front of his gate. When he wake up in the morning, you'll see a little blue flag.
So Cowboys fans, there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time to get this back on track and get this thing where it needs to be. So quit freaking out.
I'm glad you thought about that.
Quit trying to fire our coach.
I was trying to figure out how I was going to not be here Friday for that segment.
No, we're not doing that. That was a total joke. This is your coach of the Dallas Cowboys. There's plenty of time, but I also think it needs to start this week, or you may be in trouble.
Okay, but we will ask this question. See if you like this and y'all stew on it.
Okay.
If the Cowboys don't win this game, is the season over with?
It's tough.
Tune in tomorrow to find out. Kurt, thanks for coming.
Professional tease,
Jesse, thanks for
I ain't as good as Shannon,
thanks
man.
for bringing it.
on that. Let them stew on
Kyle,
that.
thank you for keeping us on the air. Hey, when are you solo, Kyle?
When am I solo?
Yeah, when are you running this ship by yourself? So I can quit thinking all these people.
I basically get to do it anyways.
Shit.
Wow, he's taking credit already.
Shit with the P.
Way to go, Coach of Philadelphia. You're taking credit already. Wow.
Well, Kyle, thanks for keeping us on the air. Caden, stay away.
Hey, what's up, bro?
We'll
What's
be
up,
back
Kate?
tomorrow. Cowboys defense,
We love you,
Eagles
Caden.
offense. The Love Fest continues with Nate and Carson Wentz tomorrow on Hangin' with the Boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?